Hey, what's up, everybody? Earth Angel 16 back with another video. So today's topic that I want to talk about today are empaths. Empaths and why we need to get ourselves back on track. Now, earlier this year, we had this super blue blood moon that did so many things to the environment and the population as a whole. We're in the information age, which is the age of Aquarius, and everybody is waking up at alarming rates. Now, those who have had spiritual awakenings, we know that they can be something else. They can be a journey for sure, and it can be very confusing. So we have a lot of things out here that we have to learn, study, get around like-minded people, people who have been through the things that you've been through, in order for you to smoothly navigate through this whole spiritual awakening process. So for those who are empaths, people who are just now realizing their empathic abilities, but not knowing what the term is because you may not have heard of the term empath before, you feel things in the beginning that make you feel like you're losing your mind. Okay, so not liking big crowds, feeling people's energies, being in an awesome mood, and then someone comes around you and then you feel like you're extremely angry or sad and you're not quite understanding the shift between your moods and why they switch like that, not knowing that the person who may have walked in the room beside you may be in a sour mood and you took on their energy, their feelings, and you're not able to decipher whether the feelings that you're feeling are yours or the other person's. A lot of people are extroverts and they're turning more introverted. Not saying that you don't like to have fun or anything like that, but what happens is you're an extroverted heart, but you're a little more cautious now. You can go places where where there's danger and you're gonna feel it and you're gonna know when to get the hell out of Dodge. You know, there's so many awesome aspects of being an empath. But if you don't know how to channel it or control it or learn how to navigate through this newfound awakening smoothly, it's going to feel like a curse rather than a blessing, you know? So, the cool thing about being an empath is that you are held pretty much, in my opinion, under like this safety net because things are heightened. Because when you find out you're an empath, and we're all intuitive beings, but some people's intuitiveness is higher than others. So when you really explore your empathic abilities and everything just starts to become heightened, you start to realize that you have protection in every corner of your life. So you can go places, like I said, you can feel like there's danger, you're going to leave. You can talk to somebody, you can tell when someone's lying to you. You can see through the veil of the BS and society. You will watch the news and you'll realize that it's not what they're saying, it's what they're leaving out. I mean, even newscasters have rules too. There's so many things that come about with spiritual awakenings and those who are empathic and have tapped into their intuitive abilities. So it's just time to get back on track because the way the world is now and everybody's waking up and a lot of people are trying to shift from this third dimension to this fifth dimension. Everything's different for everybody and everybody doesn't know how to do it. That's why I say it's good to navigate around, move cautiously, find people who resonate with you, people who have had more experience than you, who have been through the same things you have, so you can get the consultation that you need, or that extra push or that extra oomph that you need to keep moving. Because the truth is, being an empath, there are certain things that are inevitable in our lives. Okay, some things are cool, some things are weird, some things are horrible. So one thing is, okay, for people who are empaths, we all know strangers, complete strangers, will come up to us and they will tell us their whole life story. And they don't even know us because they feel that comfortable around us. That's the gift of an empath. People naturally gravitate towards us. Now, a little about myself. I'm an empath, a highly intuitive being. My mother's an empath. My grandmother's an empath. And my late great grandmother, she was an empath also. However, I did not know what an empath was or that I was one until about 3 years ago. And then, of course, when you become an empath, you start to understand past situations, messages given to you, in your dreams, people coming to see you, you'll dream something and then the next day it'll happen. Well, that's what happened to me. Um, Synchronicity is everywhere. Then you start to see the same numbers time after time after time after time again. Then you start to learn about the guardian angels, the spirit guides, um, the ancestors, how to connect with them. I just did a video on the ancestors yesterday from a shamanic perspective. You know, there's help out there for everyone who feels like they don't know where to go. They feel like they're lost. YouTube is a perfect place to connect with people for whatever you're going through, really. You'll find something that resonates with you. And since my channel is revolved around spirituality, consciousness, being woke, whatever you want to call it, all that new agey stuff, it's there's a lot of resources out there. So there are other people who can explain things better than I can. So I want to give a major, 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 major shout out to Our Lady of the Empaths, Amanda Flaker. So if you don't know who Amanda Flaker is, you need to check her out. Okay, if you're an empath, I'm telling you, look up Amanda Flaker because she will put a lot of things in perspective for you. And she's actually changed my life for the better. I was at a certain level that I felt like I couldn't rise above, that I was just on one level, or maybe I was about to sink. Because me being an empath, of course, naturally, I attract people with a victim mentality, which can be detrimental to an empath. I'm surrounded by energy vampires. At times, I've learned how to avoid them. I was feeling fatigued and drained, and it was just horrible. Those are the things that you go through as an empath, especially when you're a new empath. You don't know how to control it, and some people do meditation to help them out. I prefer stones and crystals. Actually, I do a multitude of them all. I do Reiki sessions. Well, I've had Reiki sessions done, and I just had one to align my chakras, so it was a pretty thing. But again, Amanda Flaker, look her up. Down below in the description box, what I'm going to do after this video is over with, I'm going to post a link from an excerpt that she did from a workshop that she did recently about the lack mentality. And I'll just speak a little bit about it because, of course, she can explain it better than I can. The lack mentality is just the belief that there's not enough of resources or things that you can get, how you manifest what you think that you're not deserving of. And when you really realize how false that is and how this has been embedded in our heads and how brainwashed as human beings we were, you want to change that instantly. Because me, I felt stupid. I'm like, oh man, I've been thinking this my whole life, wondering why people had this and that and I didn't have it, and they must be evil people, and they must have stepped on somebody's toes to get to the top to be successful. And that's not the truth all the time. So make sure that you check her out because she definitely talks about the lack mentality, how to get out of it, how the judgment and the competition and the blame game is not cool. Definitely. She definitely is like the cornerstone to all of us empaths here on YouTube. And if you're looking at this video, check her out, like her page, subscribe to her page, because you will be seeing her later. And like I said, if you're an empath and you've always been one, you know who Amanda Flaker is. But for those who don't, you need to definitely check her out. So with that being said, I hope everyone has an awesome day. And I'll be posting again later on in the week. Again, I'm a med student, so sometimes exams and work call before YouTube videos, and it takes up a lot of my time. So yeah, definitely look at her page, comment, subscribe, and then when you learn the things that she's talking about, what I want you to do is come back to my page, and I want you to reflect on your experience in the comment section at the bottom. And of course, you can like and subscribe to my page also. So again, hope everyone has an awesome day. Love yourself, love one another. Peace.